Well, my journey begins in an exotic land far, far away. It's called India because that's where I was born. And I was born in the state of Gujarat in a very small village called Baguta. My grandfather was a university lecturer in Bombay, and my father wanted to follow in his footsteps. But when my father was in the first year of university, my grandfather suffered a severe stroke which left him with one side of his body fully paralyzed. This meant that he was dependent on at least 2 adults for his daily hygiene and care. As the only son, my father had to give up his studies and to come and look after his poorly father, his mother, and his 2 sisters, and be the new patriarch of the house. This meant that my father believed that his opportunity to follow in his father's footsteps was missed. He felt that fate had dealt him a cruel blow. So he made a solemn promise that if he was to have children, that he would make sure that they would never miss out on the chance and the opportunity that he so cruelly did. So after the death of my grandfather, he left everything that he'd known and loved to emigrate to England via 9 months in Zambia. I was only 4 years old when I arrived in Blackburn. I couldn't speak a word of English. In fact, I remember being told that my first school report said, "Khalid only speaks in Gujarati." If that wasn't worrying enough for the teachers, I remember Mrs. Etherington went on to say, "He insists that everyone else speaks in Gujarati as well." Now you'll be glad to know I desisted on that point, and soon after I started to speak fluent English with the help of my teachers and my father. Like my wife, and as has been already explained, I too had a state education. In fact, I went to St. Albans Primary School, where in fact your former deputy head, Mr. Ditter, was in my class. And I then went on to study at a school not so far from you. Again, it's on North Road, Our Lady and St. John. And I later went on to study at St. Mary's College. Now here, things didn't quite go to plan. I achieved some good grades, 2 B's and a C at A level. However, my offer to study medicine at Liverpool University was 3 B's. So I found myself very disappointed because this is the first time in my life that I'd set myself a target and I hadn't reached it. Furthermore, all my friends were going to go off to university whilst I was going to be stuck in college for another year because I decided I was going to give my dream a shot and resit my A-level exams. Just when I thought things couldn't get worse, lightning struck twice because the following year I had an improved offer from Liverpool, but again, unfortunately, I fell short by 1 grade in 1 subject. At this stage, like my father before me, I thought that I'd given my best shot, not once but twice, but fate seemed to be conspiring against me. I felt I had no chance or no choice at this stage but to study biomedical science, which was offered to me as an alternative. But within a few weeks, I realized this really wasn't for me. At this point, I felt that I was at my lowest ebb, but my patience and inner belief was then rewarded by a chance conversation from a good friend who gave me the suggestion that I should apply for dentistry for an unconditional offer. And the reason for that was that he himself was a 4th-year dental student at the time. I took his advice, and thankfully I was successful. And as they say, the rest is history. Because like my wife's careers teacher, I owe a huge debt of gratitude to that dear friend for steering me towards the dental profession. Fast forward to today, I have now graduated, successfully completed my vocational training, 9 years of being a full-time associate, and now a partner in a well-established practice. As Mrs. Hussain mentioned, I'm very proud to tell you that we have won no less than 25 regional, national, business and dental awards. and that was just in 3 years. And that includes coveted titles such as the Best Dentist, Best Smile Makeover, Best Team, Best Employer, to name but a few. But the ones that we are most proud of is that the fact that we won the Best Dental Practice in the UK, and not once but twice, 2 years in a row. So a small boy from India managed to beat prestigious practices from Richmond and even from Harley Street in London. Therefore, as you have witnessed, I had managed to overcome tragedy, great adversity and disappointment to reach the highest point that my profession could offer. But I now know that I had been blessed. I had been blessed with intellect, with a solid work ethic, artistic flair and manual dexterity, all of which made dental surgery ideal for me. But you too have natural talents. You too have all been given gifts. Even at this stage of your development, you may or may not be aware of those. But trust me, they are there. Work hard and unearth them like I did mine. Even though I'm a full-time dentist, and I, as my wife will testify, I try to be a hands-on dad as well. I have very little spare time, but I actually make time. I make time because I believe in giving back to the community, especially to the youth, as much as I do. And that's the reason why I became a founding trustee and chairman of the not-for-profit UK registered educational charity Abu Hanifa Foundation. Our vision is to create future Muslim role models who are balanced, wholesome individuals leading purpose-driven lives which make pioneering contributions to their immediate society and the world at large. We do this through a unique holistic model of education which focuses on 8 different areas of development for learners. Most educational institutes you'll find will focus on intellectual literacy of the learner, and some religious institutes also include spiritual literacy. But we at AHF include 6 others: the emotional, the cultural, the social, the personal, the interpersonal, as well as the physical literacy of learners, all of which we give equal emphasis. We have even partnered BCHS in some activities. The most recent one was the talent competition, where the world-renowned Nasheed artist Zain Beaker visited BCHS. Your head teacher, Mrs. Atkinson, and your deputy head, Mrs. Hussain, were also judges at the event. Most people think that charity means donating some money to a good cause. But in my opinion, the ultimate act of charity is to give your time. Because giving your time is the greatest commodity that you have on this earth. Which is why, together with my wife, we offer and give more than 1,000 hours to charitable causes every year. Now, this is also whilst holding the jobs that we do. So I mention this not because I want to boast, but simply to serve as an example and to inspire everyone in the audience to think about those that are less fortunate than themselves. And if we can do it, surely you can too. Even though most charitable work is carried out for the pleasure of a higher being or for the helping of mankind, significant achievements and contributions will obviously not go unnoticed. Because of my professional work as well as my charitable work, I was very honoured recently to be included in a public exhibition that was unveiled at the House of Lords. The exhibition highlights the outstanding contributions that British Muslims have made and continue to make to this great country. The exhibition features Olympians and world champions like Mo Farah, Amir Khan, Moeen Ali, prominent figures in the media like Dragon's Den, James Khan, as well as Great British Bake Off's Nadia Hussain. Prominent politicians like the Lord Mayor, the London Mayor, Sadiq Khan, former Cabinet Minister Baroness Varsi, the Right Honourable Tasmina Ahmed Sheikh, as well as Naz Shah MP. Writers and broadcasters and journalists like Mehdi Hassan and Sky News' Faisal Islam also featured. So as you can see, my wife and I are very fortunate to be respected professionals and to have what are considered to be well-paid jobs. But both of us agreed to send both our children to a local state school, ours being Wensleyfold Primary School. And this is because we made a conscious decision that you don't have to come from a rich family. You don't have to have a privileged private education to be successful. I mentioned at the start of my speech, which I do believe some of you might feel was a very, very long time ago, that you were blessed and you are fortunate. But you may still be wondering, why? How? Well, the main reason is because you have been, most of you, born and raised in this country. And like me, some of you who weren't have been and had the good fortune of being educated in this country, which is full of opportunity and promise. Please don't waste your chance. Literally, there are millions and millions of people who would happily trade places with you right now. Don't live your life with regrets. Success will not come to you, you will have to go and find it. Find your passion, strive for excellence, have a dream and dream big. As our hometown motto proclaims, art et labor, through skill and hard work, make your dream come true. Remember, you are only limited by what you choose to limit yourself by. Do not waste a single precious moment of your life doing things that are not of benefit to you or not of benefit to humanity. I'd like to end the school by thanking the senior leadership team for letting my wife and I be guest speakers at your guest event. Thank you very much.